Hello everybody, this is Tim Knight on late on a Friday night after this crazy week we've been in, and this crazy year we've been in. And I'm, as always, going to keep this under 10 minutes, and as always I have no script or plan. I'm just going to talk at you. And the first thing I want to say, you probably know already, which is exciting news that Bearforce 1 launches this weekend. For those of you unacquainted with the Bearforce 1, it's very simple. It's when I get on a plane and leave my home. It's as simple as that. I have taken the time and trouble to integrate into slope charts the ability to mark any given event. And in this case, I have marked every instance of Bearforce 1 launching. And as you can see here, and here, and here, and most especially here, it has a flawless track record. Four times out of four in this sample set of the past year of preceding nice big tumbles in the market. And it's funny because around this time, as we were leading up to this Bearforce 1, it was people wrote me, I suppose seriously, saying Bearforce 1 is my only hope. And what an incredible turnaround that marked, because it really began this sensational slide marked with a couple of annoying attempts by the bulls to turn things around. And the really weird thing about this particular Bearforce 1 is that we're really, really low right now. You know, we can look at any of these indexes, and of course the results are the same. But, you know, like here's the NASDAQ 100. In these instances of BFO, you know, there was some room to fall. We're really, really down right now, which would make a fifth success story for the esteemed Bearforce 1 all the more remarkable. We'll see soon. So just know that I'm leaving for a week. I don't like leaving home at all. But I do it for you, and I do it for me because I'm short too. We'll see if it works. I just finished watching Green Mile for the first time, and maybe I've got magical powers that we just don't understand. So if we go for a 5 for 5 screw this, I'm just going to become a wizard or something, because this charting stuff is for the birds. All right, having said all that, let me go to event markers and clear it. Get rid of that, and I'll bring back just our nice regular drawn objects. And you know, just to reemphasize that I will be traveling for the week. I am so committed to slope that you never would have known the difference, but I always announce it anyway. But there will be some times here and there where I actually have a little bit of a life away from you. You know, most sites like mine do a post every week or so if they feel like it. And me, it's like frenetic, like a dozen a day at least. Sometimes it might be just 10 a day or something like that, but just bear with me, so to speak. The broadest, most important chart that I just wanted to touch on is this. Because I will tell you something. On Thursday night, before the jobs report came out, as I looked at report after report, chart after chart, in the back of my head, I just heard the same thing. It's got to fall tomorrow. It's got to fall tomorrow. And that wasn't because I wanted it to fall, because I would profit from it falling. It's because the charts would really only make sense if it fell. Because we were perfectly poised, given where we were, that it only made sense for there to be a reversal. And so with tremendous trepidation, I was watching as the seconds ticked by, and I had talked at great length to myself about, well, what do you do if it goes against you? What if you do if the market explodes higher? And I, just run like hell pretty much, but, as always, just systematically cover stuff, which, as Spartacus mentioned, and as I wrote a post about, that's why my returns for this year are good but not great. Because, and forgive me, I'll just use this as another example. I know you're tired of this, but it's such an important point. The thing to do, and NYU grad knows this, the thing to do this year was basically, watch midget porn and just not worry about the ups and downs. The go-to example for me is IYR, the real estate fund, because I pointed out, I began to obsess about this literally back here, somewhere over a year ago, because I saw an analog happening between this and this. So I was probably getting all hung up with it in the first half of last year. And I tried and failed a few times on this because it kept kind of marching higher. But the last time I got really serious about this was, I don't know the exact day, and it wasn't that far ago, but it seems like eons ago. But I probably got serious into it around here. And you can see why, because at the time it looked like a perfect, head and shoulder setup. And so I'm sure I was acquiring puts like crazy around here. And these were, I think these were October puts all around here. And the trouble was that the goddamn June 15 to August 15 push was so strong that, yes, I acquired them here, and I probably got more here thinking, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. And it's screw you, Timothy or Knight, and just went higher and higher and higher. And I screamed uncle right there. Wouldn't you know it? I just couldn't take it anymore. And that trade was down almost 70%. I'll just give you the real numbers. It started off as a $30,000 trade, and it was worth about shade under $10,000. And I'm like, fuck this. And I got out and I grabbed that $9,000. It's like $9,900, and I squeezed it and hugged it and kissed it and rolled around with it and thought, oh, love you, love you, love you. So glad I don't have to look at that fucking IYR anymore. And it went up again. I'm like, see, Tim, good for you. You got out, no more losses. And then it began. And I've been talking about it ever since. And I'm not sharing this with you to bitch and bellyache, but to point out that that same position that was bought at rotten prices is right now, remember I said it was 30,000 and it went to under 10. Now it's about 60,000. So my entry sucked donkey. My entry was not a good entry. And the right thing to do, and I know retrospect is so easy to say, the right thing to do is it's worth 20,000, 10,000, 5,000, 1,100, whatever, is my position. Because, human nature is just like this. A day or two before the ultimate peak on this, when it went straight to hell, that's when I just couldn't stand it anymore. And the point I'm trying to make with this is that the kinds of positions I'm in right now look like this. And this, it's already lost about 2/3 of its value. So you figure it's done. It's gone from 600 to, it's not even 200 anymore. It's in the 180s. But this is a stock that I look at, it's you know what? In 2 years, this could be a $10 stock. This pattern is gargantuan. Look at something like this. Same thing. It's already lost half its value. What if it's going to lose another 90%? So IYR is simply a totem for all these other things. Because if I have any sense at all, which I do not, I've proved again and again, I will just hang on to these things for years. Now, that's a little facetious because these are January 2023 options, but I would hold on to them until they expire, which also has the added benefit of not paying taxes until the next year. So, but I won't. What I suspect I'll do is if we reach 3,200, and that's my magic number now, 3,200 on the ES, I will exit stage left. But I do think a year out, these will continue to just grind lower. So I see we're approaching the 10-minute mark. I am fully short, 36 positions. I don't have a penny of buying power left. And I hope to hell this Monday isn't anything like last Monday. And I hope Bearforce 1 is, as always, on our side.